There is a lot of talk at the moment about how the trail arm works. How does the wrist work? How does the elbow work? How do they work in unison to give you better ball striking, more consistency with your swing path, and most importantly of them all, that centeredness of strike. Now in today's video, I'm going to be introducing you to a device which was actually introduced to me by Pete Cowen. When I was filming with him back in November, he said to me, I've got this device, you need to check it out. So this is called Precision Impact. The details of this are in the description below. It's weird actually, because it's basically, it looks like a robotic arm. If I was reviewing it in terms of how it looks, I would say it could look nicer, a bit of colour, you know what I mean? You know, from a sales and marketing perspective, it could look a little bit better. But what it does, it's very, very simple. Strap it on your trail arm, so it'll work for lefties and righties. Strap it onto your trail arm, and then it's going to encourage you to get the correct wrist hinge, okay? And what it also does is it keeps your wrist in that position for impact. So how many of you golfers now out there have got, let's say, a few issues? So maybe one of your issues, I'm going to take it off for a second. One of your issues is that you maybe whip the club inside, so you see my angles of my wrists go that way behind my body. Or for those golfers that maybe release the golf club too soon and we don't get any shaft lean, you get additional loft on the face and more higher ball flight and a loss of distance. I've used this again. If you are one of my skillest students watching this, you will be like, oh, Andy's on this again, because I love this. I've encouraged all of the skillest students that I coach to get one if they can. I can get them a 20% discount, so you can use Carter 20 for that, so it drops the price down to approximately $100, maybe less, maybe 80, but it is worth it. There's no data to it, there is just literally feels and sounds, and that's what we like. We like some feels and sounds. Keep it nice and simple. Now, that demonstration that I just did there of the takeaway, this is basically preventing you from doing it. If I take the club away here, it wants me to go that way, but if it wants me to go that way, it's not allowing me to go that way. I get stuck. And if I get stuck in that direction, I leave the club face slightly open. So we pop this back on. It is basically like having a robotic arm. It's sensational. It's amazing, because what it does, it allows my wrist to work in the correct angle, and it allows my wrist angle to stay and be maintained as I come back into the golf ball. And just to reset it there, watch this. Done, I'm back in the game. Now, if you're a golfer that swings the club too much on the inside, there, it still works, it'll still move, but you're at the top of the backswing, and it's not going to allow you to release the golf club correctly on the way down, so you come in with the shaft lean that you want, but a crazily opened club face. You'll struggle to square it back up, so you're going to come back with the incorrect wrist hinge. What this does, and you may have seen this on videos before, when I talk about hinging of the wrist, we don't bring the club up vertical, and we don't allow the club to come away horizontal, because we don't want the bowing of the wrist, and we don't want the cupping of the wrist. We go basically at 45 degrees. Now I put this on, there's the audio feedback, just a couple of simple clicks. Come back down into impact, and there's my shaft lean with a square club face. It's as if it's bleeding magic. It's unbelievable. So if I take my setup, I would listen for the clicks on the way back. There, pause, swing back through. And I just get this, honestly, it's phenomenal. I get this little light draw, it's like a flat light draw. And one of my in-person lessons a couple of weeks ago, struggling with a big fade, and we did that exact drill, what I just did there. You kind of listened for the audio feedback as we went up from the clicks, paused, and I was like, right, from here, you can deliver the golf club down underneath your chest, and you're going to turn your body. And the golf club's effectively already in position at the top of the backswing, so he works it down, and he delivers the golf club. Everything comes through neutral, a little bit of shaft lean, simple drill, and a light draw. And you just start to feel how the wrist should work during your golf swing. So then when you take it off, the feeling is quite strange, because you've now got to, you've also got the You've got to feel it yourself. So as I take this straight off, wrist hinge, there we are. Look at the face angle, look at my wrist angle. No cupping, face angle neutral. I work the golf club back down in front of my body. I deliver the golf club in exactly the same way as what I did with the precision impact on my arm. Now, when you have that on, you are in charge of trying to figure out the feels, because when it's not there, you've got to be able to replicate it. Naturally, our bodies are going to go back to doing what they were originally doing until it's really embedded in. So as a practice routine, I actually say the ratio of almost kind of 5 to 1. Give yourself, or maybe not 5, but 3 or 4 to 1. Give yourself 20 shots with that, take it off for 5, go back into 20. Even when you feel like you've clicked it, lol, excuse the pun. Even when you feel like it's like you've got it perfect, go back to it. Because remember, every time we feel like we've got it, we just start edging back to comfortable. And comfortable is a scary place to be in the golf swing, because it means you've gone back to what your faults probably were. So if I set up, if I don't have that, I'm going to lift up, I'm going to go to 45 degrees, I'm going to go back into posture, I'm going to swing to the top, I'm going to allow the arms to work down, and I'm going to release through impact. So if I do that now over the golf ball, up 45 degrees, back into posture, takeaway, there's a little reference point for takeaway, up to the top, swing it back through. Not bad considering there's all sorts of different angles going on there. Hit the cart path. There it is. So as you start to feel that, look at the swing, look at the ball striking, guys. How often do we feel that? Oh, look at that beauty. Oh, it's almost as gorgeous as that sea over there. Okay, so wrist angles are really important to understand. Without the precision impact right in front of your stomach, don't hinge it vertical, don't hinge it horizontal, hinge it there, 45 degrees. Go back into posture, turn your body towards the target, and there's your impact position. Maybe slightly exaggerated, but there's your impact position, okay? Do the same again, up in front of your body, don't vertical, don't go horizontal, 45 degrees. Go back into posture, and now from there, rotate up to the top of the backswing. There we go. My elbows are close together, my wrist angles are nice and straight, and the face angle is nice and square. Bring it back down. Notice how the toe of the club is just in there, parallel to my spine angle. Again, nice and square. Turn my body through the golf ball. So this is more focused on upper body movements throughout the swing. A lot of you might just be commenting right now and saying, no, your lower body doesn't turn that late. It's not about the timing of the lower body, it's about the positioning of the upper body and the wrist throughout the golf swing.